Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. Coming up, we're going to be discussing the things that we're most excited for in Disneyland this week, as well as giving you our list of attractions that we think are ripe for a holiday makeover. From the Bob Varley Studio in Orlando, Florida, and various points around Southern California, this is the Disneyland edition of the DIS Unplugged. This is episode number 751 of the Disneyland edition of the DIS Unplugged for the week of November 18th, 2018. The DIS Unplugged is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel, experts at helping you plan the perfect Disney, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line vacation. Visit them on the web at dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. I am your host, RYNO CLAVIN, and I am joined this week all the way from Southern California by Tyler Crouch.
Hey, everybody.
And KATRINA MANZONE.
Hi, everybody.
And Tom Bell, the one and only.
Hey, folks.
Hello, hello. And then in the back, we've got Craig Williams, the man who makes it happen all times.
Ahoy.
Yes, yes. So, hello, everyone. I hope everyone's having a great week. This is the week of Thanksgiving, so happy holiday beginning of. I guess Thanksgiving is an American holiday, so I'm not offending anyone by saying happy Thanksgiving, so... There it is. Happy Thanksgiving. At this moment in time that you're watching this, I will actually be in a room with Tyler and KATRINA in Orlando, Florida. So I'm pretty excited for that.
Yay.
So,
Yay.
yeah.
What kind of room?
Oh,
a
we're
panic
not going
room.
to talk about that.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a room you're not allowed to talk about. It's in a bunker somewhere around here. But yeah, so I thought I'd just get started here with a couple of housekeeping things. There have been some insane wildfires currently that are still going on as of the recording of this in California that are just pretty much devastating Malibu and other areas. But I know that Tyler and KATRINA, you guys were almost affected by that. And KATRINA, you specifically wanted to give a little thank you here.
I do. I just wanted to say, I for Tyler and I, it was very scary for being in the Woolsey fire, but I just wanted to say thank you to all the men and women that helped save houses or tried to at least maintain the fires and risk their lives for the Camp Fire, the Woolsey fire, and the Hill Fire that happened in Southern California.
Yeah. And
for all the people that lost their homes, it's like really saddening to hear, and like it gets me emotional. So I wanted to say I'm sorry for that.
Well, it's one of those, it's sort of that kind of disaster that it's just, I think about California, I think like earthquakes is probably going to be a more common thing, but then like a forest fire, it can go just rage out of control and just, 1 minute you're in the house you grew up in and the next minute you have nothing left. It's like, it's scary, It's,
oh yeah.
I used to live in Agora for a while with my mom when my parents split when I was young, and so I was there with my mom. And Agora Hills is just wrecked. It's just like a lot of it is just gone now, and it's really sad. So we were just lucky. Far. We were really lucky, and we're really, again.
Yeah, it was.
Our hearts out to everybody who lost things.
It was frightening. I mean, it was close to like about a mile away from our house, so we kept getting those like alarms on our phone. So we didn't sleep for a good 48 hours because we were ready and packed to go and just in case there was a mandatory evacuation. So it was very frightening to see the fire on the hill, where we can see it outside our front door.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we, like KATRINA said, we do, thank all the firefighters and folks that are helping with this situation. And, our thoughts are with the people who have lost a lot. And, it's a sad time, especially with, Thanksgiving coming up this week. But there is a thing that Tyler will talk about in a few minutes. That's a nice little something nice that Disney did. But before we get there, I just want to bring up just a couple of other things in housekeeping before we get too far. As of the airing of this episode, all of our Masters of Magic, the first round of those videos have been published. So if you haven't seen those, be sure to check them out. We've got Steven, Humberto, Dawn, and Mark, who are all cast members that have unique jobs that you might not know a lot about at the Disneyland Resort. Mark's a parade float driver. Humberto is an arborist manager. Dawn is a window resort enhancement manager. And then Steven is the choreograph. I don't know. I don't remember the main choreographer for the new Phantasmic, but he's done a lot of other things.
He makes sure that everybody is doing the dances properly. Like he's the guy that just keeps it up so that everybody is doing what they need to be doing.
Yeah, so. And that's our most recent one. So definitely check that one out there. They have a lot. They have some stuff to say. Obviously we tell you as much as we can tell you while preserving a lot of the magic still. So there are some things where people would be like, oh, I'm sad I couldn't see more, but we don't want to show you too much because like I said, we preserve the magic. So also, I haven't brought it up on this show, but we are having the Dreams Unlimited Travel, the 20th anniversary event in Walt Disney World in August. I believe that is the weekend of the 7th, Craig. Is that true? August 7th, I think, is we will be. It's right around there. But for all the information on that, you can visit disboards.com. There is a thread right on that main page that's all about that in the podcast. My God, I cannot. The thread. I already said it. I couldn't remember the word for it. But it is getting fairly full. I'm not sure of the capacity as of what it will be by the airing of this episode. But last we checked, I believe it was about 80% full. But we will be renting out Pandora, the World of Avatar, at Disney's Animal Kingdom for a few hours one evening from 11 p.m. until 1 a.m. So you're going to get to ride the rides unlimited. There's going to be some snacks and character meet and greets, stuff like that. So it'll be a really cool experience that you can check out. And then we'll also be doing, if you've never been to one of our events that we do like that, we'll be having like little mini meets and things to do around Disney World. So if you are if you're anywhere and you want to come visit us, we definitely recommend checking that out. Again, you can check out that thread on disboards.com. And that will do it for my housekeeping. Do you guys have any other housekeeping things?
I don't know if this is housekeeping, but on the Disneyland website, they have a cool little food guide again. I don't know if they're going to print them out. We got this from the media event, but they printed them out for Halloween. So it's all the food guides for Christmas, where to get them, little checkoff sheet. But you can find that on the Disneyland website. And then Tyler can put a link in there if you guys want to click it and check it out.
Yeah, and then I believe on our website that Jackie Gailey published something just the other day in regards to that too. But yeah, that's I always recommend having when it comes to food, being well prepared and having a list before you go. I think it's great that they've been printing those books in those pages and everything, but I don't want to forget what I'm doing when I'm there. So I always like to have a little one with me in my pocket. But cool. Anything else, anybody? All right, well then let's move on to the things that we are most excited about in the land this week. And Tyler, why don't we start with yours since it's fairly pretty relevant at the moment.
Right, so to go with all the bad things that have been happening with the wildfires out here in Southern California and even Northern California, there was some bad stuff too. Disney has decided to donate $500,000 to support wildfire victims, I guess, and they're supporting it. They're supporting the California Community Foundation's Wildfire Relief Fund. So that's great. I mean, anybody, it's going to take a lot to rebuild just everything that has been destroyed. And to go along with that, too, also any contributions from Disney employees, Disney is going to be matching dollar for dollar.
That's awesome.
It's as somebody who was almost severely affected by this stuff, and I have been in the past too. We had a wildfire right behind my house when I was younger as well, right out of high school, and so somebody who knows how scary it can be. It's heartwarming to see Disney reaching out to people like this, and hopefully they raise a lot of money from cast members as well, because it's a bad situation, but it's getting slightly better every day. So and little things like that are very important.
I understand, you can be tight on a budget sometimes, but if you are a cast member out there listening and you want to try and donate, think about it okay, even if you just give $5, it's actually $10 that you're giving to help. So right. Disney's got deep pockets. So however much you can force them into donating, maybe do it. So awesome. Well, what about you, Katrina? What do you have for us?
So this is actually really cool news. Carthay Circle actually opened up a new little lounge up on the balcony of the second floor. So there is a Carthay Circle lounge on the bottom floor that serves appetizers, drinks, and is open to everybody who's willing to stand in line. Upstairs is actually for adults only 21 and over. It's a small little area in the corner off to the side of the balcony, but they serve different appetizers than what's down below, and the most popular thing is the firecracker duck wings and their biscuits. You can actually get in the lounge upstairs. And then I think there's a couple other like little munchy goodness that you can
soups
get.
And salads and stuff.
Yeah, and so I think that's really great. Same full bar that they have from downstairs and upstairs. You can get the same good drinks. So I was really excited to hear this. If you're standing in line waiting for the lounge, just let them know that you would, if you would like to go upstairs. But just for a warning that it is outside, so it's been a little gusty lately. So I don't know if you want to be outside in the gusty wind, then have at it. But just let them know downstairs if you want to sit upstairs.
Is this? Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I was going to say, which balcony are they using? The one that's facing Disneyland or the one facing Grizzly?
Oh, the one facing like Disney, like Grizzly River Run.
Okay, yeah. So the good one.
Is this a permanent lounge too, or is this just temporary?
So far, they haven't said like an end date, so it seems like it's pretty set that they're going to try to.
I'm wondering
have
if they're going to keep it when I know Paint the Night is on hiatus right now, as you know, is for the holiday season at least. But I'm thinking like, oh, I wonder if that would be like a great place to go up to the lounge to watch Paint the Night or not. But
absolutely not.
Well,
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Why?
That's where don't do it. It's a horrible view.
Yeah, don't do it.
It's a garbage view. No one will like it. It's bad. Even Craig doesn't like it.
No.
Are you being
Or
sarcastic?
I don't recommend anyone going up there to watch it from there.
Really?
Yeah, you should experience it at the ground level like it was meant to be seen.
Okay.
He doesn't want anybody to go there. Let's be real.
All right.
It's great. Like it's a great experience. Like to really be serious about it. It really is cool. So I think they might do something. I hope they don't turn it into like a party situation where they're like, hey, we're going to do a dessert party up here now. You know, like that would be a bummer.
Don't give them ideas.
Well, I genuinely feel like we might have given them the idea. I'm sure lots of people go up there, but like it was so nice the night that Katrina, Kylie, myself, and Tyler were all up there watching it, having their friend come out and serve us drinks right on the balcony. It's like, well, that basically is. We turned it into a little lounge that night. I feel like so many people have probably done that now that they've finally realized, like, you know what, if we're not going to use this for people who are dining here, then it would just make sense to start letting anyone come up here and we'll serve them overpriced drinks and give them a beautiful view to sit and look out at.
Well, I mean, I think Tyler and Katrina at this point have their photo on the wall somewhere for the guests who have visited the most. But
oh yeah, I know we've got too many
wish there
friends over
was.
there. You know, you're
Surprised they didn't name the lounge after you yet.
People that work there.
all right, well, cool. Well, thank you guys. Tom, what do you got?
Sorry, real quick.
Sorry.
They did say if the weather is bad, they're not going to open it. We should throw that out there.
What is
That
the
if
weather
it's
being
windy
bad in
or
California?
raining. Sorry,
What's the weather in California being bad? What do you mean by that?
windy or rainy? Like
Yeah, so like the Santa Ana winds can get like crazy windy where it can actually like if you're eating stuff or it just tosses things up in the air, and I don't think they want people eating outside and trying to enjoy stuff and then things are happening or like stuff will fall over. They don't want anybody to get hurt. So
They don't want martini glasses flying through the air. Yeah.
important.
We
That
were-
would be very dangerous.
We were actually in line for CARTHAY early October, and there was a cast member going up and down the line, finding parties that just had adults, asking them if they wanted to go up to the lounge.
Oh, cool.
wow.
So
Yeah.
It was funny though because they do tout it as the first place where no children are allowed in Disney. But then we sat up there one night and the restaurant is right next door. I mean, the restaurant is that lounge. So, and of course in the restaurant the door is just open and there's a bunch of kids running around in there. So there's no children, but there are children. It's not, and I don't really care either way. Like I don't mind.
I don't want to be a jerk, but it's like on the cruise line. They have areas of the cruise ships that are adult only. So I think it's okay. There are areas that are designated for very young children. In some places, that it's okay to have a small area that's designated for maybe parents that need a moment not even parents, people who don't have kids who just want a second away, That's fine,
Right.
as long as we make spaces for everybody. That's all. Yeah. So, Tom, what do you have? What are you most excited for this week?
All right, so November is when we celebrate Veterans Day, and this month as well, Disney releases their updates for military discounts for the next year. We've already had the Walt Disney World come out. I think that was last month. But in November, Disneyland released their special military tickets for 2019. These are available now through December 18th of 2019. They're available for active or retired U.S. military, and so you have to have the actual military ID or their spouse or widow, again with the military ID. A 3-day park hopper, $178. 4-day park hopper, $198. These are about $150 cheaper than a regular 3-day or 4-day park hopper. And in the post Cars Land era, getting a discount on tickets is basically unheard of. Again, the person buying can buy up to 6 tickets. They have to be at the turnstiles the first use of the ticket. They do not, there's not the requirement that they have to be used within 13 days. So you can use them anytime between now and December 21st of next year, except for the week before Easter. So April 14th through the 22nd is blocked out. Again, this is active and retired military. However, we talk about day 6 sometimes. Knott's Berry Farm goes Disney one better.
Oh.
And their military tribute days during the holidays. The military tribute days have been going on, but they continue November 26th through the 21st. A active, retired, or veteran military can get in for free plus one guest to Knott's Berry Farm.
Oh, wow.
So you have to show either your military ID or your DD-214, which I'm sure everyone who's affected knows what that is. So you and a guest in for free at Knott's Berry Farm. So that's a good way to try out Knott's Berry Farm. Going back to, we're talking about the firefighters and things helping with the forest fires. Knott's also has fire and law enforcement days. These are November 26th through the 21st, and again after Christmas, January 7th through the 25th. Same deal. A fire, police, EMT, you and a guest get into Knott's Berry Farm for free. Now this is local, county, state, federal, dog catcher, dispatcher, EMT, bailiffs, Homeland Security. Lots of different people are eligible for this. So it's kind of cool that Knott's and Disney give back to the people that help us out.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. I mean, I love Knott's Berry Farm. I would love to come and see the Knott's Merry Farm, for the holidays at some point, because I've only seen the Knott's Scary Farm, which was phenomenal. But I think that's great that they do. I mean, you plus a guest is a pretty great offer.
Yeah. They do discounts for additional tickets up to I think it's up to 6 tickets. For either of those, if you have your ID, you don't even have to go to the ticket booth. You just go straight to the turnstile, show your ID to the person at the turnstiles, and they'll let you in.
That's awesome. You actually said this, and now I'm starting to think I wonder if I could get my dad to go, because my dad's retired military. So I'm just thinking maybe this will be my way to get him. He can be a little, I don't want to use the word cheap, but I'm gonna sometimes. But he's always been like that. But so whenever I'm like, oh, Dad, there's a military thing over here, it usually piques his interest, and I'll bring him. But very cool, awesome. Thank you, Tom. So just to, Tom was talking about the discounts here. I just want to bring up that if you go to www.info.com/Disneyland, on the site, there's a highlighted area that does offer, it lets you know all about discounts that are going on in the Disneyland Anaheim area. And there's a couple of new ones that are up there for stays in 2019. There's one where you can save up to 25% when you stay. It looks like most Sunday through Thursday nights from January 6th through April 11th, 2019. And then, there's a whole bunch on there. So I would check that out if you're thinking about maybe trying to plan a quick trip over between now and the end of April, it sounds like these pretty good deals that I might have to.
Yeah, and
use.
one of them is the one of them is for premium, is 25% on premium rooms, like 20% on standard rooms. But the other one is if you're staying like 4 or more nights, you get 25% on a standard room, which you almost never get. So
that's the one that I saw that I was like, oh, that's a pretty good deal. So, you know, you could combine that with the military discount for the parks and make a whole trip out of it. You know,
Disney does offer discounts for military on rooms, but there's not much information out there other than now through December 21st, you can maybe get a discount. So they don't publish what the rate is.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, awesome. Thank you, Tom. So my thing that I am most excited about is like last week's episode was a 101 of the holidays, and something that I missed that I was not aware of that I saw on the annual pass holder Twitter for Disneyland, that there is the return of the Festival of the Holidays Sip and Savor Pass this year. Tom let me know at the beginning of the show, or you guys all did, that this was actually an annual pass holder exclusive event last year, and this year it's open to everybody. So it consists of a commemorative credential, which essentially means a plastic lanyard. The plastic thing, the lanyard, and it comes with 8 coupons redeemable for food and beverage offerings, excluding alcohol at select festive food marketplace locations. It's a bunch of them too, but it's $54 including tax. So that makes it out to be $6.75 per item that you use with the coupon. That's like you want to make sure they're at least $6.75 to get your money's worth there. But there's also there's an annual pass holder discount on that this year. It didn't say what it was on the website, if it was 10%, 20% or whatever. But so there's that. And then if you're an annual pass holder, they give you a special lanyard. And then also participating kiosks are going to have little annual pass holder buttons that they're going to be passing out. So I thought that was pretty cool. It's like this one actually sounds like it might be a good deal if you know you're going to, especially if you're an annual pass holder and you know you're going to get at least that many things. I don't know. Have any of you guys, did you do this last year at all?
Yeah, you need to do your math, because if you are like not thinking about it and you want like a, I don't know, pot de creme or something, which is like $4.50, and you just paid like $60 for this pass, then it's not worth it. Yeah. So make sure you try to get like the most expensive items. So if you really want like the $8.50 items, go for those, because then you'll like, it's worth it.
I think it's really good if you know you're going to come to the festival multiple times too. Like just, keep that with you in your car or whatever, and just bring it, and you can take the little tabs and get the same thing every single time you come if you really like it that much. But I think one of the things that they do to entice people to get the cheaper items is use those buttons. So, when you're going to use it for something cheap, you'll get a button out of it but the buttons are actually nice this year. I think it's like a better design than
I think there's a whole bunch of different designs.
Yeah, they're like based off of like the stamps that you'll get with your little tasting passport, which I think is very clever, because last year all they gave us was like a different color baby button with AP on it. This year it's a lot better, and the Savor is actually really nice if you want to save some money with your family, because if everybody wants an $8.50 sandwich, it goes a long way to get that Savor pass.
Yeah. Well, what do you think, Tom? What do you think about Festival of the Holidays? You weren't with us last week when we did this topic, but I know I've watched videos of you eating there before.
I love Festival of Holidays. Not only the food, but I love the entertainment. Yeah. The variety of entertainment they have. Mostly Kosher is like my favorite band. I could watch them for hours. Yeah. But then they have the mariachi divas and the Bollywood dancers, and it's just really, really fun that they integrate all of that together for the holidays.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool.
And kind of the nice thing too this year, well, it's like a give and a take sort of, but World of Color is obviously still not happening. So they're actually able to extend the entertainment later in the night now for the different bands that come out. And I actually think that's really great, because when we were there last Thursday, it was just like one after another, just bands keep coming, and it really makes the place feel alive. And it's nice to just be able to stroll around with the food that you bought, and you're just like, everywhere you look, there's some new piece of entertainment, and they're all extremely talented. So it's great.
All right, cool. Tom, I hope to see some videos of you chowing down on the food this year.
You got it.
Okay. Well, so why don't we talk about actually Tyler and Katrina? They just the other day attended a media event that had all to do with the holiday celebration at Disneyland Resort. So do you guys want to talk about that for a little bit? Tell us what you did, and
Sure.
Yeah, in the beginning of the day, we got there super early. Our call time was super duper early, and we ended up doing a couple interviews in the morning. We talked with David Hansen, who is basically he's
not one of the Hansen brothers.
No, he's not. Unfortunately, that would have been kind of cool too. But he's like a sorry, I'm blanking on his title, but he's basically a manager for entertainment over at Disney. And so he's behind a lot of things like Viva Navidad, which is the street show that is fantastic with the Three Caballeros. And he's also responsible for like all the people the bands that come out for Festival of Holidays. And so, it was nice talking with him and hearing a little bit about what you can expect these holiday seasons. And then we also had another interview with Chef Toby, who is actually in charge of he does the Pizza Planet, so he's running that up. And
so did you get to try
about
their new pizza?
We didn't talk about the new pizza. No, we didn't talk about actually anything from Pizza Planet, to be honest.
Oh, jeez.
But no, we talked about the Green Alien macarons. So,
I do love those.
Yeah.
Those are real good.
Yeah, so if you want to go and see those two interviews, you can go over to DIS Unplugged and check those out on YouTube. And then from there, we got to kind of do our own thing for most of the day. We saw Viva Navidad, like I talked about earlier, which that show is just something. It doesn't even seem like it's going to be a blip on the radar because it's just a little thing that comes out of nowhere. But you have to go and see that. I guarantee you, everybody's going to go ape over it. I was about to say another bad word. Wow. I can't say.
It actually sounded like with your connection, it was bleeped out. So.
And from there we did we checked out Cars Land. You got the decorations there are fantastic. It's another one of those magical experiences. Just seeing, because it's decorations you can't find anywhere else. I mean, if you want to see a unique thing, then that's Cars Land for you. So from there we
saw the parade.
Yeah, we did the parade.
We saw the parade, which was actually, it was fun to see. I actually haven't seen it in a long time just because of the crowds, and it's hard to find a spot. So we were able to get a nice little spot.
Yeah, and that parade is great. We talked a little bit about it last week, but it kind of starts with toys coming to life, all the workshop toys, and then of course all your favorite Disney characters, and it has all of the snowmen that have the skiers that come through, and then it ends with reindeer and Santa Claus and
those prancing reindeer.
Oh yeah,
those are my favorite. Reindeer. I love them.
I love the soldiers in the beginning too, like the soldiers that are playing their trumpets and everything. That's kind of one of those iconic things that I feel like those guys need to be in Disneyland for the rest of forever. As long as Disneyland's around, we need to see these soldiers during the holidays. But
anything new this year to the parade, or no?
No, it's all the same stuff. I mean, it's still a great show. That by the time you're done, you're gonna have that song stuck in your head for the rest of the night. But it's good. It's not like sometimes you get a song stuck in your head and you're done with it. But
I know Craig loves our parade song, so.
Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum.
Yeah, exactly. So then we did Small World Holiday, which is, of course, it's the overlay of It's a Small World, where they start kind of singing, It's a Small World mashed with Jingle Bells. And that's one of those things where they really blow it out of the water because there's just lights everywhere. There's fun little effects. You can see Santa in the North Pole.
Oh, cute.
Sorry?
Cute. I said cat. Cute.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's it. If you've never been to Disneyland for the holidays, I say that's a must-do, especially going to see the facade at night.
Get a Max Pass.
Yeah, get a Max Pass, because that is one of the best ways to see it. When we were there, the line was around an hour all day long, but we got the Max Pass, and we just walked right on. So that was nice.
My favorite is the underwater section with Ariel.
Oh, yeah, Jingle Shells.
Jingle Shells.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
Dashing through the foam or something. I don't remember.
Yeah, and there's bubbles. Everybody loses their mind when they see bubbles. I don't know what it is about bubbles where everybody's like, oh my gosh, my life is complete now. But that's what happens. And then what was the last thing that we were able to do was, Uh-oh. Now I'm blanking on it. I had it in my head.
Fireworks.
No, unfortunately, it was super windy last night, and we were afraid that they weren't going to do the fireworks. So, like I said, we got there at like 6 a.m. and we were just like, okay, at a certain point, we were like, we got to go put our videos together. And
we saw the castle.
Yeah, we saw the castle.
The castle all lit up, and that was really beautiful to see. It is really hard to take a picture of yourself at night in front of the castle if you use like flash and stuff. So you have to use like a nice camera because you'll get that like shiny face and stuff. So I like just a little warning, fair warning. But that was like always just beautiful to see at night. And then the Small World facade at night is always fun. As soon as it was actually perfect timing. As soon as we were done with Small World, we were just getting out on the boat. And then as soon as we turned the little corner about to exit, then the lights came on at around like what, 5:15 or so?
It's at 5 something. It's usually at 5:15. If you want to see the lights come on, they'll all come on then. And then it was kind of a bummer actually because every 15 minutes from them they'd do a projection show. But for us, we waited to see the projection show and 5:30 came around and all the lights went out on Small World and the music started and it was just blank. There was nothing. It was just blackness for the whole entire thing. So that was a little bit of a bummer. We didn't get to take that in, but if you do want to see videos of everything that we just mentioned, you can go and check it out on our YouTube channel, the DIS, and everything should be up there already. So check out Viva Navidad and Small World and all those things.
Awesome. Yeah, awesome. Did you guys get to try any of the food?
I tried the hot chocolate macaron at Festival of Holidays finally because they were sold out on Thursday when I wanted to try it. So I was finally able to like jump in and try it, and it was so good. If you don't like peppermint, ask for them not to put the peppermint dusting on it, but it's just like this big, massive chocolate macaron, and it's like decadent and delicious. And then there's like a surprise fudge center.
Well, I want to stop you there because we made a Patreon video about it, and there's also another video coming out on Patreon too, where there's a new drink at the Carthay Circle Lounge called the Sleigh Ride that comes with a new snowflake kind of light bulb thing. It's like almost like a glow cube, but they put it on the side. And it has the little CC on the side of it for Carthay Circle, and we also talk about the sleigh ride in a Patreon video that's gonna be out. So if you want to see those two things on Patreon, then you can help support us and check those out.
Okay, awesome. Thank you guys. Yeah, so that's youtube.com/wdwinfo, youtube.com/DIS Unplugged, and then Tyler's referring to our Patreon site, which is patreon.com/DIS Unplugged. So you got all that stuff out there. Very cool. Awesome. Well, thank you, guys. So let's move on over to our discussion topic of the show today, which I said was going to be a sort of blue sky thing. So Disneyland has several attractions that do holiday overlays. You've got Haunted Mansion Holiday. You've got Small World Holiday that you spoke about. At Halloween, you get my goodness, Monsters After Dark for Guardians of the Galaxy, and you get the Space Mountain Ghost Galaxy. So they kind of do all these holiday touches there that I just, we did for the Tuesday show, for the Disney World edition of the DIS Unplugged, we did a discussion on Halloween about what attractions here we thought would be like prime for a Halloween makeover. I thought it'd be fun to be like, what other attractions at Disneyland do we think could use would be cool to see with a holiday makeover. So I'm going to start because I was really excited about mine. Okay, so I've got multiple ones, but I'm going to go first. So so I said Space Mountain because it seems like they've got Hyperspace Mountain, you've got Ghost Galaxy, you've got Classic Space Mountain, but your Space Mountain allows for like projections and stuff like that. And I thought it would be cool if maybe, I know Prep and Landing is kind of a thing where it's very like, I don't know the word, but it seems like the aesthetic could be similar to the interior of Space Mountain with the elves and how it's all kind of their like spies or like, secret agents for Santa Claus. Like I thought it would be cool if like all the lighting could be changed inside to like, red and green. So it's all holiday lighting and it makes all the stuff look very, Santa official, whatever. But then maybe like, so the spaceships are really like Santa's sleighs, you know? So I haven't worked the whole story out in my head, but I'm thinking maybe you're helping Santa deliver gifts on Christmas throughout the world or something, but, you know, because it has all the stars, so it could be the night sky. You could do some projections of Santa's sleigh. You know, you've got the red and green laser lights in there from Hyperspace Mountain. There could be some sort of fun effect in there. And then you just kind of blare in some of that, like, maybe 80s synth, like, Christmas music or whatnot, or make an original soundtrack. But then you could get the prep and landing characters to kind of be talking into the speakers. You know, they could be the ones who narrate the attraction. But I thought that would be really fun. I don't know. Yeah, and then the photo op can have all gifts in it. Huh?
I just said, yeah, I think that sounds awesome. I would love to do that.
Yeah. It seems like it wouldn't take too much other than just like light bulbs, a couple recordings and songs, and then, you know, projections. So,
well, they could even make the stars, you know, there's stars everywhere. They could just make that falling snow and you're set.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I didn't even think that could be snow, or, you know, add a couple clouds in there for a night sky. I don't know. You know, so that was mine. What anybody out there? What do you guys have?
Yeah, well, the one that comes to mind for me immediately, and I've heard this one rumbled around before, so I'm not sure I should even take credit for it, but I think that the most amazing thing that could happen for me is if they did an overlay of Grizzly River Run and put the Country Bears in there for the holidays.
Oh.
I just feel like, you know, when Country Bear was around in Disneyland, there was a couple different versions of it that they added onto later. There was a holiday version with all the bears singing holiday songs and stuff, and just I would love to see something in that vein come to Grizzly River Run. I'm not 100% sure how they could do it. Obviously, you couldn't put a bunch of expensive animatronics outside like that, but I would love them to do something in Grizzly River Run, because it does feel a little bit barren at this point.
It could be as simple as just like getting the oh, I see what you did there. It could be the songs that they sang blaring throughout the ride as you go, or something like that, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I think just anything they could possibly do to plus up that ride and also bring the Country Bears back in a big way would make me happy. So.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Tom, what about you?
Okay, so when Toy Story Midway Mania or Toy Story Mania premiered, there was talk that this attraction can be changed instantly to an updated, you know, as things, you know, things change.
Yeah.
And we've gotten one update maybe when Toy Story 3
Yeah, I was going to say, I think they added
the
dinosaur from Toy Story 3.
Yeah. So why not have a holiday version of Toy Story Mania where you're throwing glass ornaments or candy canes? Yeah. Throw sugar cookie or something like that.
Candy canes, you know, you got to like get stuff like that.
Yeah.
I see what you're doing. You could get Buzz in his like Santa hat. Do their costumes that we see them in at Toy Story Land at Hollywood Studios and like have that out there. And then that works on both coasts too. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You could do it on both coasts and almost like the Space Mountain overlays that are like instant changes. They could do that overnight basically.
Yeah.
I mean, once it's programmed and everything, it would be instant change. So
yeah, give Potato Head like a big Santa hat or something like that out front there, and add a couple of ornaments, and you got yourself the attraction. There you go. Yeah. That's a good idea. Actually, I would really like to see that. Do the toys have a specific holiday themed movie or short yet? I don't think they do.
They have a Halloween one.
Yeah, they have the Halloween one, and then I know the end of the first one it is Christmas. And so, but
they do have a Christmas short too. It's but it's not very Christmassy. It takes place right, I believe, the day after Christmas or the day of Christmas. It's the Toy Story that time forgot, and they go over to the friend's house and they've got all the evil dinosaur toys.
That's right.
And Angel Kitty that's like very gloomy and mellow. So. It's good, but it's not an overtly Christmassy special, despite it being a Christmas special.
Yeah. Well, that sounds like a good one. Katrina, do you have one?
I do. This might be a little time intensive for them to shut down the ride, but Storybook Canal, if they decorated all the little towns in like Christmas stuff, so like seeing what Arendelle would do for Christmas, and then maybe putting lights on the Cinderella Castle when you're like driving by. And putting like little Christmas trees around and like little I don't know, like Christmas lights around some of the little houses. So if you drive by even in the daytime, you can see all the cool Christmas stuff. And then
Didn't they used to
at
do
night-
that?
That's what I was going to say. They
Oh.
used to do that. I didn't know if they
really?
stopped. I haven't been there
I don't know.
for Christmas in a couple years, but I think they were still doing it as of 2015.
Oh.
Okay,
Oh, I don't
research.
even remember
Research. No, you. That's your project. Next day you go. You can try and see if they're still doing it or not. Because I'm like,
true.
that sounds like that should be something they do. Like it would be. I mean, it's a very simple.
I don't know that it was
layover.
as extensive as Katrina was saying, but I think they were like decorating the trees and putting little wreaths on the houses and stuff like
Oh,
that.
cute.
Yeah,
cute.
exactly. It was just minor touches around. It wasn't like
I want it to be
overly
big.
done.
I think it would be cool if they did it like I saw how you guys are talking with like the little wreaths and stuff. If they did it like each one of the houses came out and did the little tiny lights on their houses, so every house had its own little Christmas
Like
setup going on.
garlands and
Yeah.
stuff, and like people walking around in like cool, like, fur coats or,
Yeah,
anything like
little
kinda
tiny Christmas trees.
Carolers.
Yeah, that sounds cute. What about you, Craig? You got one that you think of?
Yeah, my choice would be to take the INCREDICOASTER and give it a Christmas overlay. And the
okay.
reason I say that is because like one of the biggest aspects of the redesign was building their new mid-century house that they kind of have. And that's, as I've talked about on many things with Christmas, that is like the ideal Christmas time, is that 50s just take on it with they could throw a whole bunch of aluminum trees in there, or the ones like they have it in the queue for the Jingle cruise. So you guys don't have it anymore, but we still do, like the trees that sit on the turntable, and then also have the lights that constantly change and reflect and bounce off of it. So I feel like it could easily be adapted to that. Some of the characters, you want to throw Santa hats on them, whatever.
Well, I was just
just
saying the little Jack
stupid.
Jacks can
Yeah.
get little Santa hats or Santa onesies or something.
Something simple like that, and obviously just getting a new soundtrack for it that's more Christmas oriented instead of what they currently have. I feel like it just with a little tweak of the story, they could make it work to be a complete Christmas overlay to it, and it'd be subtle but perfect.
Well, you know how they have the tracks all lit up red at night? It could be like red and green. They could see if they could do, I don't know if those are all just red lights or if they're color changing lights or something like that, because they're not red during the day, but I can't see them during the day, so I don't know. Stuff like that. I like the idea of that because I like the idea of it, like when you get to that part where you can smell the Num Num cookies, and it gives that very homey feeling. But I also thought, I know we talk about Christmas a lot too. I would actually really think it'd be cool if like they could represent like Hanukkah somewhere too. I don't really have a suggestion for what attraction. I was gonna say somewhere in like Monsters Inc., but then I was like, well, I don't know what their holidays are, so forcing
What about soaring around the holidays?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Where
So
they kind of like the festival holidays where they're saluting all the different holidays. You could do that in Soarin', and
yeah. I mean, they're essentially
over
the entire ride is computer generated at this point anyways. They might as well just
Yeah.
like show them celebrating, like you could see Diwali and stuff like that going on, and that would be cool. I'd like to see that.
I would take them up to the Arctic region, the North Pole.
Yeah,
as
see
a sense.
Santa's workshop.
Go through like Canada and see how they're doing it there. Go to Norway, see how they're representing Christmas. It's kind of like at Epcot, we get to see how either
Right.
Christmas or Christmas-style traditions are taking place around all of the countries. They could easily incorporate the same idea into something like Soarin'. And as you said, if they're going to put CGI in there for everything anyways, then
I mean, yeah,
might
they
as
don't
well
have to
just
go
turn
out
it
and
over.
film something else. So it's like, so I've got another one here. What is your Buzz Lightyear attraction called? It's not Space Ranger Spin. It's just
Astro Blasters.
Astro Blasters.
Astro Blasters. Okay, so Buzz Lightyear, Astro Blasters. I was thinking that the story is Zurg is now stealing all the batteries from Christmas toys, and so all the it doesn't take a lot to change that story, but again, it's simple. Like I was thinking, you could put a couple, instead of the batteries, you have a couple of like Christmas presents that are up in there that you're shooting at, and like maybe they all have the green alien men could be in their Santa outfits that they want to make that popcorn bucket for, and then that'll make that relevant, and maybe then Craig will want one. But
I still wouldn't want one. But also in Tomorrowland, I would love to see just little Christmas touches added to Autopia with Asimo and Bird.
Yeah, that would be
it's-
cute. Yeah.
Throw some presents around all over the place. I know, like, super cheaply done, but then it turns it into a Christmas attraction.
Light up one of their trees. They could just put Christmas lights in one of the trees or something like that. That's kind of a throwback to, I feel like the amusement parks in the north that I see when they always add in like their Christmas displays, and you're like, you did not store those very well all year. Okay, now this is a long one. What about in Star Tours if it's the Star Wars Christmas special?
Oh boy.
Oh my god, I was just thinking about that too. I was like, should I say this? I thought it was unmentionable to mention that show.
It's like the elephant in the room.
Yeah, I think it would be hilarious. So they already have got we'll bring back a CGI B. Arthur to be in it again to host us or something something like that. But
What was the actual holiday?
Life Day.
Life Day.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Also, I feel like we're missing a pretty obvious one that already feels like it's Christmas themed, which is the Expedition Everest. Like, would it take too much to make
that's
that holiday
at
themed?
Animal Kingdom.
Not Expedition Everest. Good Lord. Yeah, Animal Kingdom. You
like,
seen one yet? You seen them all.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yours works, so I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, the Matterhorn. Like, I don't know. Just throw a couple gifts in the scene where the sleigh is destroyed, and maybe there's like some presents open or something. I don't know, it's not a lot. There's nothing really you can do too much in there, but just something. I don't know.
Or just bring back Jingle Cruise. I'll be happy with that.
Wait, so do you guys not do Jingle Cruise?
No, we haven't done a Jingle
last 2
Cruise for a
years.
couple of years now.
I wonder
And
why
I
that is.
loved ours more than Disney World, but
Yeah.
we rode it when we were there on vacation, and I still appreciate it. I think it's still beautiful.
Some updates
but
coming up.
I want Jingle Cruise here too.
I actually just thought of one too that would be really silly, but I think actually the story of Big Thunder Mountain is supposed to be silly in a way. I feel like that doing a weird snow version of Big Thunder Mountain would be interesting. Like, I know that it doesn't make any sense. That's supposed to be in the desert and everything. I get it, but there would be something really cool about the juxtaposition of like snow in the desert. I don't know. I think that would be fun.
It snows in old-timey Hollywood at Hollywood Studios. Anything's possible with imagination.
Well, if you've also seen Western movies, in some elevations in the Wild West, it can snow. So
Yeah,
That's true.
The goat would be chewing on a candy cane.
there's a really
There you
famous
go.
one that
See?
I can't remember.
He's got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want the turtle to wear a hat.
Okay. Sure. I feel like Winnie the Pooh isn't there a Christmas special that Winnie the Pooh was in or something like that? Like, I mean, it would be kind of hard, I guess, to transform that attraction into it, but because it's very Heffalump centric, but yeah.
So we have the Halloween and Christmas overlays for Mater's Junkyard Jamboree and Luigi's Rollickin' Roadsters, but wasn't there a rumor at some point that we were going to get an overlay for Radiator Springs Racers?
Oh,
I don't know. I don't remember
I
hearing a
haven't
rumor
heard
about that,
Okay.
but that would be another fantastic one, especially because that entire land, the only thing that is not Christmas is the main attraction, Radiator Springs.
Yeah.
So
that would be cool. I'd like to see that.
Big. That'd probably take as long as Haunted Mansion to redo every year.
Yeah, I feel like that would be
Unfortunately.
a tough one to go down since it's such a huge draw for that park specifically.
Yeah.
But I like my idea of Guardians of the Galaxy. So they have Monsters After Dark for Halloween. What about, I don't know what you would call it. I'm not on it there, but a Christmas themed one where Krampus gets out. Krampus is the monster in there, maybe, or perhaps the newest. If we make it a little more family friendly, the newest addition to the collector's collection to the fortress is an elf. It's one of Santa's elves, and so like maybe Rocket and Groot. It always has to be Rocket and Groot because there's no way they're going to get the actors to come back to do another thing because that's why it's only Rocket and Groot in the Christmas in the Halloween.
right.
one.
Well,
could
next
even-
time when they film Guardians of the Galaxy 3, they could film other things, which I assume when they film the third movie, they're also going to be filming a lot of things for the ride in Epcot. That's what I would expect. So
you're still assuming that they're going to make the
Yeah,
third
right,
movie.
They make,
No, they could literally take Santa Claus. It wouldn't be the first time that they've made something Disney oriented about Santa Claus being kidnapped.
What? Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm
Nightmare
not sure
Before
what movie
Christmas.
you're referring to. I know.
That Oogie Boogie will pop in, and then we'll have a Marvel.
Well, the Guardians of the Galaxy. It will be like, this was the gem of the songs in the movie that we are going
Was
to
that
beat today.
Ken Page? What else is he doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is he alive?
Yeah.
Yeah, he goes to Hollywood Bowl every Halloween to reprise the role.
There you go. So bring him back.
I see what you're doing. Craig's suggesting we use the Guardians, the Fortress, as the ultimate Disney crossover. You think Avengers was the most aggressive Disney crossover? Well, wait till we add Oogie Boogie in, and then throw in Sharpay from High School Musical for good measure.
Oh my gosh.
We'll just cross all boundaries.
Don't do it.
All boundaries.
I don't want to see any of those high schoolers anymore.
Yeah.
And then they can
and be Arthur.
The education system failed them. They're still in high school. Yeah. So, well, I think that's a start. Like I said, I wouldn't mind seeing some Hanukkah representation somewhere. I know they do represent it in some places in Disney parks, but I think like an attraction would be cool. I don't know the full story of Hanukkah enough to really be like, oh yeah, you can put it in here. But you know, I think it would be cool. And I think I mentioned Monsters Inc. earlier. Like, it would be cool if they created. I mean, I don't think you could do it because the characters are in such specific storytelling modes in that. But it would be cool if they had a holiday that they celebrated that was like their like Screamists or something like that. I don't know. But
I think Roz gets a Santa hat.
oh,
That's
does
true.
she?
Yeah.
Does she? How fancy.
I will say that in Cars Land, if you do the merry, what do they call it? The Mater ride.
Jamboree.
Jingle Jamboree.
That's what it is. If you do that, he does have a song about Hanukkah. So
Oh, good.
there's a little thing in there.
Awesome. All right. Well, I think we came up with some good ideas. So Disney, if you don't mind, just get on that. Well, thank you guys for having this discussion. Thank you everybody out there for watching and listening. If you enjoyed this and you want us to, subscribe to the channel, we always say that. Go ahead and do that. Hit the little bell button. You'll get notified whenever we upload any new content, which we're going to have a ton of holiday content coming out. We've already got a ton. We're going to have some more. And then if you are listening on iTunes, please feel free to rate and review the podcast as well. If you feel like you've got a great idea for a suggestion for an overlay at Disneyland Resort, please leave it in the comments on this video because I would love to see what everybody else has to say. But that will do it for this episode. Until next time, thank you everyone for watching. Hope you have a happy Thanksgiving.